Hey guys, it's Crowbar Zero, and we're going to be talking about what's new in Update 16, as well as talk about some of the theories about what's going to be coming out, possibly in Update 17. So I've got it right here on top here, the Berserker card. Super nice, so whenever you receive, let's say, somebody shoots you for 1,000,000 damage, and if you had that at level 3, that would be 1%, make the math easy. You would receive 1,000,000 damage as bonus damage. So, that's assuming that that 1,000,000 damage is not over 8 times whatever your current possible damage is at. So, if you already have 1,000,000 damage, well, it just added another, 1,000,000 damage. Awesome. Um, and if your base, whatever your normal damage would be, let's say it's 1,000,000, that will top off at 8,000,000. So that's really nice. Makes builds, especially with Devo or any sort of I'd say less of a glass cannon build, but definitely anything where you need to tank any sort of damage as any part of your run, it'll really help out. Wave Accelerator. So that one's kind of a mixed bag for me. I'm not currently using it, but I probably will in the future once I get more cooldown reduction on my Death Wave. So, what does it do? It doesn't decrease the total bar for, your entire wave. Basically, you've got 2 timer bars, and Wave Accelerator is going to speed up that second timer bar, the faster one. So it looks great initially, not so great. Or not as effective as you might think it could be. The other downside is if you are running a Devo build, you want to be able to get off as many death waves as possible. So actually having your waves going a little bit longer is really beneficial to help you build up that maximum HP that you probably want for your run. Now, if you're not running a Devo build, it's probably not a big deal then. And it's a great card to slot in. The other one, Fortress. In the past, I did talk about, like, absolute defense kind of comes, it's not as effective later game, and especially late runs, that still holds true. But for early in the run, especially if you're running Devo, which I'll be making a video later on about that, actually being able to raise your absolute defense up is actually really advantageous and can be really helpful. So good at the very beginning, and then it's good again when you are running Devo later on down the line. That's where this card comes into play. But even then, I will use this for the first half of the run, and then I will switch this card out during the later half, as the absolute defense really doesn't come into play, doesn't really contribute much. It's not going to stop me from just getting, shot and gone. So, the damage becomes a little bit too uncontrollable at that point for this. But yeah. Let's see here. So let us talk about range. So as you can see right now, my range is set at 45, and the big reason for that, here, let's jump into a run. I've got my... I'm not going to do a proper Devo run. I'm just going to showcase this. But you can see my Coinbot, it covers a good chunk of that map, and that's because of the reduced range that I have. Now, for when it comes to tournaments, I raise that up to the max, and I use the free upgrades, kind of mid-late tournaments, as far as my Devo build. But whenever you're farming, just keep that range as low as possible, especially so you don't have to get, invest as much in range for your coin bot, and kind of get the most out of it. Let's see here. Yay! Well, intro sprint. Always fun. Kind of waiting for that to slow down here. And here we go. So we can see all the orbs. So what I'm doing right now with my orbs is I'm running a Frogger setup. So if you've ever played an old game, Frogger, where you have to jump a frog across the street with, you know, each lane that you're jumping across, the traffic is going opposite ways. That's kind of the whole concept of this. And you want basically about a brick's distance between whatever the outer orb set that's spinning and the inner orb set. It's kind of the best way to kind of manage that. You know, tournaments have had a significant change. The enemies are moving significantly faster. They also seem to have, I think he mentioned that it was like they have more mass, so effectively knockback force has had a reduced effect. So it takes more shots to push enemies back, and they're going to be faster, especially later waves, and especially in champion tournaments. A lot of the times, even if I'm like focus fired on fast enemies, like they're almost like right in front of my tower before they even get a chance to start shooting at them. So it's become like, it's kind of scary. So those are like the big changes. It's a lot harder to, you know, crowd control enemies, and you're not going to be going as far in the tournaments as you used to, but that's going to be applying to everyone, and it's kind of a nice change just to make everything go faster. Some of the changes that may be coming up in Update 17. There's been hints that the creators are working on a new ultimate weapon, and a lot of people are saving up for that. Personally, I'm saving up for Black Hole, but about the same time that I might be able to afford that will be about the same time that they release that. So I'll probably make my judgment on, you know, if I'm going to pick up the new ultimate weapon or not at that time, or if I'm going to stick with Black Hole. The other thing that's going to be theorized is some people believe that we may be making a shift more towards a damage-centric kind of meta versus we're crowd controlling, we're trying to keep, and just allowing orbs to blender everything to oblivion. That's definitely not confirmed, but that's something that may be happening. The other thing is, I think there was the Twitter post that talked about a couple things, but the thing that really piqued my interest was there may be a change to allow a little bit of more fairness, where older players will be able to respec their ultimate weapons, and then newer players are going to get more options as far as being able to, you know, what they choose. So does that respec mean that, you know, all the older players are going to get all their stones back and we have to, you know, re-buy out everything that we bought before? You know, I'm really not sure on that. But you know, it could be a good thing. It may completely destroy your build. I don't know, but it's something that for many people could be very beneficial. Maybe not. Anyway, but that sounds like that's something that's still kind of a work in progress, and there's nothing really finalized on that. So don't hold your breath. Um, I'm hoping something like that comes out. I would definitely benefit from it, but not everyone. Other than that, I think that's the big things as far as like the news that I know of, all the big changes that have happened, and I hope you guys got some good ideas and advice from this. I'll catch you later.